Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. And today is the first preseason match of City. We are facing Yokohama Marinos. The match is not as easy as it looks. I mean, it's preseason, but still, Yokohama Marinos are generally a good team. Japanese teams are generally good teams. And the lineup is picked for this match is actually very interesting. He's He's picked Callan Phillips as a DM and he's picked Cole Palmer on the right, which means Palmer throughout this preseason, Cole Palmer will be auditioning for that role of Riyad Mahrez. James McAtee is there, I think, throughout the preseason as well. James McAtee and Oscar Bob both will be auditioning for that role of Gundogan. So it's interesting actually, and he's taken so few youngsters, just McAtee and Oscar Bob, in those who have never played for the first team. It tells you that McAtee and Oscar Bob are in the sights of Pep Guardiola. They are gonna be the next big thing that is gonna come through City's youth academy. So it's actually gonna be very very interesting. The match is almost about to start. The defense has gone for a very strong defense. That in fact is a treble winning defense, you could say. Maybe Ruben Diaz is absent, but apart from that, it's a treble winning defense. He's gone very strong with that defense, which is very, very interesting to see for me. But I'll have an eye on how Calvin Phillips holds that TM role. I mean, what will be the formation? Everybody's thinking Pep will continue with that, back three with John Stones coming into the midfield and that kind of formation. But no, now that Gundogan's gone, the formation will be different. And also, you have seen Inter sort of figured how to play with the back three and John Stones into the midfield formation. Inter really had a spare man in the midfield. So Pep Guardiola is not a fool to just continue with the same formation until the opponents figure it out. So the formation will be very interesting on how Pep Guardiola will do it. I suspect I actually had two formations in mind. My first formation was Pep Guardiola would play Phil Foden at he would play diamond in the midfield with with Phil Foden at the tip of the diamond and someone like a Rodri or Calvin Phillips at the base of the diamond, and then you have your two midfielders at the either end of the diamond. But looks like he's not gone with that formation here. So the trials of the formation will be the most interesting thing in the preseason. I mean, what will be the role of John Stones? Will John Stones sort of come and sit there in a two with Callan Phillips? I mean, you could still form a diamond here with John Stones coming in, James McAtee going top of the diamond, with Kovacic and Phillips forming two sides of the diamond. That's another option. John Stones could step in from the midfield to form a diamond. So, so very interesting to see what are the views and thoughts of Pep Guardiola getting into this new season. Because especially after winning the treble, the maintaining the motivation of the players. How do you motivate the players to go on and win your fourth Premier League in a row, to go on and defend the Champions League, to go on and do a double treble? It's one of the most difficult jobs. How do you keep yourself motivated if you're Pep Guardiola? So everything is going to be fascinating in this season. This season for me more than it, I mean, people are actually discussing about, will Arsenal challenge City, will Liverpool challenge City, will Newcastle come out with the signings of Tonali and stuff and challenge City. For me, the thing is, we are our biggest challengers this season. We are our biggest competitors this season. This season, the fight will be with ourselves. It is our complacency and stuff that can actually defeat us more than anything else. And the game has started. Stefan Ortega gets the ball. What do you guys feel about the lineup? Do let me know in the comments below. Manuel Akanji back. John Stones is already stepping into the midfield. Yeah, John Stones is going into the midfield for sure. Very early on. Walker and Dake wide. Ortega plays a long ball up and I think it's through. Jack Grealish is almost through for the ball. And he was not offside as well. Jack Grealish is almost through with the ball on top of him. So that's very interesting. Nathan Ake with the interception. Will be interesting to see the role of Kovacic. I mean, the entire midfield is like a new midfield for us. I think that explains why he's gone with a strong defense, even though this is a preseason game. Stephen Ortega is taking his time on the ball. It's a back three for sure. Back three with Ake and Walker split high and wide, and with John Stones going into that midfield and Nathan Ake on the ball now. Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish had a heavy touch and he just put it out. Yokohama pins the ball back fast, but Calvin Phillips does well. Good sharp uh, reading of the game from Calvin Phillips. It's this sharpness that was missing last season, so it's very good seeing it. Kovacic, good press on Matteo Kovacic over there. The intensity of this game is far, far better than any of the games of the preseason games of the other teams like your Arsenal's, United's, and stuff. The intensity is already there, superb. The intensity is just superb, and that's almost a misplaced pass, but Ortega is calm. I think Ortega is in the top five as goalkeepers in the Premier League for sure. Playing with the feet and shot stopping overall. He's so good. Manuel Akanji at the center of that defense. Nathan Ake. City are inviting Yokohama Marinos on. This is sort of the approach that Pep Guardiola has actually taken from Roberto De Zerbi. That's a good ball in by Stefan Ortega, and Mateo Kovacic is free on the left hand side and Grealish plays it to Kovacic. Kovacic doesn't give the ball away. Kovacic does very well with the ball and he's carried the ball very well there again. The touch from Kovacic to playing Jack Grealish, that reception of the ball, wonderful, wonderful from Mateo Kovacic. Kyle Walker, John Stones. Ah, James McAtee with a good touch over there. Not his mistake that the ball was not received well. It is a very good touch from him. Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker again. Calvin Phillips. It's James McAtee. No, it's Calvin Phillips actually who's misplaced the pass. And Kyle Walker's running there. Good recovery. Good challenge by Kyle Walker. Good recovery there from Kyle Walker. But again, a little bit sloppy. And the shots well over the bar. I think Calvin Phillips with a loose ball there. Raja is here with us. He says, really wonderful. Thank you, Raja. Thank you. How's your day going, by the way? And Yokohama Marinos have pinched the ball down again. They've pinched the ball. They've actually pinched the ball down. Nathan Ake there. And Stefan Ortega does well. Stefan Ortega does well. And it's a foul on Ortega over there. It's a foul on Ortega. But Stefan Ortega does extremely well. I think he was offside as well, slightly, but City a little bit there. Expected first preseason game. It's expected that you're a bit sloppy, but James McAtee on the ball. Manuel Akanji, Ake, Calvin Phillips. James McAtee wants the ball rolled across. Grealish just couldn't find James McAtee. The fizz on that pass was not there. Rajas has just got off my bed. Looks like you're looks like you're getting ready for brunch. That's a good ball. That's a good ball from outside of the foot. And first time Cole Palmer is involved. Cole Palmer drives in. Cole Palmer is an excellent dribbler of the ball. He drives in. But so basically, Raja, you're having a lazy Sunday. But that's fine. Sundays and Saturdays are allowed to be lazy. Cole Palmer does extremely well to pinch the ball. Cole Palmer, wonderful footwork there by Cole Palmer. Wonderful foot. This is excellent from Cole Palmer. This is what he is about, Cole Palmer. What an excellent piece of work. If you don't have talent, you cannot take the ball out from the corner like that. What an excellent piece of work by Cole Palmer. They're fantastic. Very impressed by that piece of work. I mean, it's not just skill. If it's skill that has got you out of that position, then it's different. It is awareness. It is Kovacic, Mateo Kovacic. Kovacic is a misplaced pass. You see that once in a decade, and that's offside anyway. But Kovacic is running through. If you look at it, look at the runs from the midfield. Is not offside, but still that's fine. Little bit of error of judgment from the ref, I think, but look at it. Mateo Kovacic making runs from the midfield. That's another note you have to actually write down today. Notes from the game. If I have to discuss it after the match, it will be Kovacic making his runs from the midfield. Cole Palmer shot! Ah, young lad mistiming his shot. Come on, Cole. Not his mistake, that's fine. But really impressed by the way in which he got the ball out there from the corner. Wonderful from Cole Palmer. City getting in the groove, playing that fluid football. So the highlights of the match until this point are Mateo Kovacic making those runs once or twice from the midfield, and Cole Palmer, getting out of tight space excellently without any skill, just by using his intelligence, positional awareness, and stuff, which just shows your maturity. Kyle Walker is forward now. Palmer's gone inside. James McAtee, that's a wonderful touch by James McAtee. Cole Palmer. James McAtee again. McAtee is just playing as if he's almost reminiscent of a David Silva over there. It's just not called Salford Silva for nothing. Calvin Phillips, I think, taking a bit more time on the ball. No, John Stones actually. James McAtee is in. James McAtee is in. Ball just was behind him. James McAtee was in over there. The ball was just behind him. I think this is wonderful from our youth there. Cole Palmer, James McAtee, the understanding between both of them was just superb. And John Stones loses out the ball. But it's actually good. It's actually good understanding there. Kyle Walker, James McAtee, John Stones there. Sorry, James McAtee, Mateo Kovacic does extremely well. It's very difficult to take the ball off Mateo Kovacic, to be fair. Jack Grealish, I think he should have crossed it in. Manuel Akanji, Calvin Phillips. Calvin, pass and move, pass and move. Actually, the next video in a series of expectations from the season is gonna be on Calvin Phillips. Natanake. Wonderful, wonderful footwork, wonderful awareness there from Natanake. It seems that some of these players have never left the last season. The last season was not over for them. Kyle Walker, Natanake, Manuel Akanji, the entire defense. It just seems that that's again a good run from Jack Grealish. Wonderful recovery of the ball there, but Grealish and Kovacic making those runs have been the highlight of this match, at least in the first 10 minutes. Thoroughly enjoyed the first 10 minutes, to be fair. Did not even, sometimes preseason matches can be dull, but thoroughly enjoyed this first 10 minutes. This has been nothing but dull. It's just been too good. It's just been so good. The intensity from City, the intensity from Yokohama Marinos, the passing movements, the passing lanes, the positions. That's almost an intelligent ball. That's wonderful pressing there from John Stones. Stones is coming almost a second pivot to. I mean, Stones is almost playing as a box to box midfielder there. Phillips is the one who's staying back and looking to drop into the defense. And Stones is actually coming forward. He's going further than Calvin Phillips. Kyle Walker there, 1v1. That is wonderful defending. That is your typical Kyle Walker. That is your typical Kyle Walker. That is why Pep does not want Kyle Walker to go. That is typical Kyle Walker. That is Walker at his extreme best. What is done over there? 1v1 defending. John Stones, look at it, is carrying the ball. James McAtee in front of him. Jack Grealish. James McAtee. This is wonderful. He just allowed the ball to just roll past him. Ah, good cross in by Cole Palmer, and Julian Alvarez just couldn't reach it. Yokohama Marinos have found the spare man, and they're actually able to play through the City press fairly comfortably. But City's traps have also been very good. Julian Alvarez has been working his socks off. James McAtee is almost playing as a 4-4-2 out of position. So in a way, you can assume he's been given the role of Kevin De Bruyne today, James McAtee, and has done well until now. Though no assist and goal, but James McAtee has done extremely well until now. His movements and passing would have, at least his movement, if not anything else, would have actually have inspired Pep. I mean, would have satisfied Pep Guardiola. John Stones, Manuel Akanji, James McAtee carrying the ball. Cole Palmer trying to cut inside. This is wonderful from Cole Palmer. It was a loose touch, but again, it's wonderful from Cole Palmer. Look at his shift and move inside. That is just wonderful from Cole Palmer. Nathan Ake. Manuel Akanji. Back to Stefan Ortega. John Stones. John Stones is going further than Calvin Phillips. At least three things to note until now in the game. And that's a good pass, and Cole Palmer is onto it. He's done well. James McAtee. Cole Palmer again. Calvin Phillips. Calvin switch it. I don't know why Calvin is giving it to players under pressure. But when it's Kovacic, you can give him anything under pressure. So that's fine. Nathan Ake. James McAtee does extremely well. And it's back to Manuel Akanji. James McAtee now. McAtee to Cole Palmer. I think no, he hasn't played the pass. I think he's played it back again. Back to Cole Palmer. Palmer's played it to Kyle Walker. Walker to Akanji. They're at least keeping the ball without wonderful ball from Akanji, but again, Julian Alvarez giving the ball away. Alvarez is just looking a bit sloppy in this match. Oh, Kovacic has almost intercepted that. Jack Grealish does well. Grealish should have actually passed it. There was a pass on to James McAtee over there. I don't know why Jack Grealish has not passed it there. The press has been good. We are looking in rhythm. I think it's only Julian Alvarez and a little bit of Calvin Phillips who's just looking a bit sloppy. Rather than that, all of them just look to be on the ball, on the money. Nothing. Get close. 1v1 defending. That is excellent. Again, wonderful defensive block there. Calvin Phillips again. The pass wasn't good over there. Calvin, I have you as one of the standout performers of this season. Just don't disappoint me. It's been fluid. The game's been fluid at least until this point. Yokohama Marinos are just passing out from the back now. City are resting. They're not pressing now. Just trying to recoup the energy, and that's again good defending. I think the positioning of the back line is the thing that is very interesting to me because now John Stones is at right back, Kyle Walker's centre back, and Akanji has gone into the midfield. I think that they're just moving so fluidly. I mean, earlier on, Pep Guardiola would actually move his attack fluidly. Now he's moving his defense fluidly, which is interesting for me. James McAtee there. So it's actually Julian Alvarez. James McAtee is an option. I think he'll play in Cole Palmer. No, he's not. He's opted to go back to Kyle Walker. Manuel Akanji. Manuel Akanji, Kyle Walker. Cole Palmer's there. The one positive till now is we're not giving the ball away cheaply, and look at that Calvin Phillips. Again a misplaced pass. Calvin, use your head, Calvin. Use your head more. Don't know what. I think Calvin Phillips, hands down, has been the worst performer of the game until this point. That's absolutely wonderful pressing there from Julian Alvarez. That is superb from Julian Alvarez, to be fair. Oh, that is again good present. Oh, McAtee just cannot get it. Good press again from Julian Alvarez, but it falls to a Japanese player, to a Marinos player. That is well done, and I think Kyle Walker is actually taken out of the game. That's well defended by Manuel Akanji. 1v1 defending. That's very good defending from Akanji. Daniela Kenji to Stephen Ortega. Ortega's played some very good long balls through today. It just chipped very well over the Yokohama Marinos defense. It will be interesting to see how Pep Guardiola utilizes Ortega this season. Would it be Ederson Premier League and Ortega Cup competitions, including the Champions League? That could be a brave move, but Ortega deserves it in a way. He's played in the FA Cup last season and is not conceded a single goal from outfield. The only goal he's conceded was from a contentious penalty. John Stones does very well taking the ball out from the back and is forming a midfield three with Callan Phillips and Kovacic. Calvin, you have to provide an option for Kyle Walker. Don't know where Calvin Phillips was going. There has to be an option for Kyle Walker over there. I don't know what is Calvin doing, and Walker has to go back now because there's no option from Calvin Phillips. Nathan Ake, Kyle Walker, Calvin Phillips. Cole Palmer does extremely well over there, and that's a foul. Look at it. The attitude from Cole Palmer is superb because he's not looked to go back a simple pass to walk over zone, but instead he has looked to escape those challenges and go forward, which for me is very, very exciting. I don't think that is enough to give a penalty there. Don't think that is enough. The midfield is the one which is just looking a bit shaky. Otherwise, the entire football has been fluid. It's just, I mean, new set of midfielders, so they'll take time to connect with the attackers and with the defenders. So that is fine. That is there. But McAtee has looked the part at least until now. I don't know what Pep Guardiola would feel about this, but James McAtee has looked the part, and that is again good covering from Nathan Ake. Wonderful defense. Kyle Walker. Good ball in from Kyle Walker. Again, good defending. We have given this. This is why now I understand why Pep Guardiola has played such a strong defense. There's a ball on. There's a ball on. McAtee was on the run, but John Stones didn't play the ball. Manuel Akanji, Mateo Kovacic. Again, misplaced pass. Kovacic has done, I think, three misplaced passes this match in the first 20 minutes itself. Look at that, the ball carrying ability of Kovacic over there. He's carried the ball through three players over there. Mateo Kovacic, Cole Palmer with space to run into. Good shot. What a shot from Cole Palmer. That is very good shot from Cole Palmer. Give and go. One touch football between Cole Palmer and James McAtee over there. And a very good shot and a good stop. Fairly easy stop, but it was a good stop. Kovacic did extremely well over there to take the ball through three Yokohama players. Cole Palmer. Wonderful dribbling skill by Cole Palmer. What a dribble there by Cole Palmer to come inside. That is the talent of this man, guys. That is the talent of this man. Palmer has been the standout player. Callan Phillips. That is wonderful defending from Kyle Walker over there, but Cole Palmer, what a dribble over there to cut inside. This guy will surprise quite a few people this season. Cole Palmer, do not send him out on loan. Pep, do not send him out on loan. Ah, not a good ball, but the intention was good. It's just that the ball was crap. I think it's Mateo Kovacic. I'm actually longing to see the long ball from Calvin Phillips. We are yet to see that ball over the top from Calvin Phillips, which actually will be very interesting. Good press, very good press there from Julian Alvarez, but the ball's through Manuel Akanji. Akanji's got the pace to recover. And Yokohama Marinos score. They score the first goal. They score the first goal. It was a little bit sloppy from City over there. Stefan Ortega was wrong footed, but they score the first goal. And he's doing the Haaland celebration. Actually, I think there were chances for the defender to clear. There were chances for Akanji to clear, but just didn't. He wasn't offside. Look at it. Akanji got back 1v1. We know he's a very good defender. And Calvin Phillips, look at that. That is the thing. Calvin Phillips, that was a mistake of Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips wasn't there in time. He didn't make that lung bursting run to get there for the reverse ball, get there anticipating the rebound. That is what Rodri would do. It's the mistake of Calvin Phillips more than anything else. It's the mistake of Calvin Phillips. And just like that, City are 1-0 down. Didn't deserve to be 1-0 down, but we are 1-0 down. And it's a goal. Now I think City will increase their intensity in attacking play, but that's down to Calvin Phillips. Because if Rodri was there, he would have been there to the rebound. James McAtee, that's a wonderful run there from James McAtee. It's just that it's a heavy touch, it just took him the ball away from him. But the driving run from Palmer and McAtee have just been superb all game, I should say. That's good defending again, and it's a goal kick. City's defense has been put under a lot of stress, but we must remember, with the exception of Ruben Diaz, this is a treble winning defense. This is a defense that has won, that has created history along with Ruben Diaz. So we must remember that this defense is holding its own very well. James McAtee is down. Just hope it's not an injury or something. He's worked so hard to get to this stage in the first team. I just hope it's not an injury for James McAtee over there. Something to do with his ankle, I think. Oh, they're even bringing up the stretcher. That is not good news. That is not good news for James McAtee. Good that they don't that he doesn't need the stretcher. I was a bit worried when they bought out the stretcher, but it's good. Doesn't need the stretcher now. I think Pep Guardiola, it's drinks break a thing now, and Pep Guardiola will have some words for his midfielders. The ball progression from the midfield to the attack has not been so smooth. City have been guilty of giving the ball away on quite a few occasions. Again, look at that weak touch from Calvin Phillips. Ah, he's just having a stinker here again, Calvin Phillips. Bad touch from Calvin Phillips over there. I hope Pep keeps Calvin Phillips for the entirety of the 90. Because if you remove him now, the entire confidence will go. James McAtee, Nathan Ake, Jack Grealish, Nathan Ake, James McAtee, Nathan Ake again, Manuel Akanji, Calvin Phillips, Manuel Akanji, Calvin Phillips. At least Phillips has committed at least three mistakes. Ah, that's a good ball from Calvin Phillips. Cole Palmer is now on with the ball. Ah, good play there from Cole Palmer and Calvin Phillips with the shot. He has a good shot on him. That just didn't. He just didn't get hold of it. But good play from City there. Manuel Akanji, Cole Palmer. That's actually wonderful play there. Jack Grealish, Nathan Ake. Ah, Julian Alvarez just couldn't get that touch under his control. Otherwise, it was swivel and a finish. But that is Manchester City at their absolute best over there, moving the ball very fast through the penalty area. That is just wonderful from City. Calvin Phillips, James McAtee, Calvin Phillips again, Nathan Ake, Nathan Ake. Good pass, and it's John Stones there. James McAtee. Cole Palmer, Walker is on his outside. Ah, good shot from Palmer, but it's blocked. He's looked so bright, Cole Palmer. He's looked more pacey as well than what a lot of City fans would think of. Since the goal, the intensity and everything has just been very good from City. Just that Calvin Phillips a misplaced pass, but apart from that, even he's looked good. Julian Alvarez. Loose touch. Again, who is it? It's Calvin Phillips, I betcha. Yes, it's Calvin Phillips. Again, a loose touch from Calvin Phillips. My God. Calvin, you made four to five loose touches in this match. And Yokohama Marinos score again. Is it an offside? I don't think it's an offside. Yokohama Marinos score again. It's 2-0. It's 2-0, guys. Again, it's all coming from the loose touch of Calvin Phillips. And then City lose the ball when they're on an attack, and that's it. When you're so high forward and just cannot, Calvin Phillips cannot give the ball away like that. That's just a simple chance for the Japanese side. But then again, I mean, there are no excuses for it. I would not say that our players are complacent or something. It's just Calvin Phillips doing his shit work again. Oh my God, Calvin Phillips again. Pep Guardiola discussing something very intensely with his coaching staff. But that was due to the concession of the ball from Calvin Phillips that strong counter attack was sprung. Towards the end of last season, from sort of February, March, when we went on that tremendous run, we were almost unpenetrable from counter attacks. It's not happening this time. Cole Palmer, Cole Palmer to Kyle Walker. Palmer's been good, I would say. McAtee has shown in glimpses. He's not exactly shown what he's capable of, but Palmer's already shown what he's capable of. We have to score a goal before the break. I know it's not about winning or something in preseason. Actually, it's actually more about testing out your tactics and stuff. So there's not much to be worried about. But what I'm worried about are the technical aspects, especially of what Calvin Phillips is actually doing over there and stuff. You just cannot give the ball away like that. Mateo Kovacic has quietly done his work. He's quietly carried the ball forward. Cole Palmer again. Good switch from Calvin Phillips. See, that is what he's capable of when he's confident. Calvin Phillips, excellent switch from Calvin Phillips. Jack Grealish. Jack, you have to go to Cole Palmer. Yes, he's gone to Cole Palmer. That is very good. Cole cut inside, and that's a wonderful goal. That's an excellent goal. And who has scored it? Pebbles. Pebbles has scored it. John Stones has scored it. Is this the new role for John Stones? Is John Stones the new coming of Ikai Gundogan for us? Look at John Stones make that run. Look at John Stones make that run and be in the box, right place, right time, and look at his strike. The strike's been fantastic. Good awareness from Julian Alvarez, all round play, very good there. Palmer to Walker, Walker to Alvarez, Alvarez to Stones, Stones goal. Wow, that's almost, it seems like a training ground pattern. Wonderful goal from John Stones over there. And City get one back, and there are fireworks. John Stones opens the goal scoring for us. Is he the one who's gonna play that Gundogan role? We just don't know. Julian Alvarez, City are in a hurry here to score a second before the break. Calvin Phillips, Kyle Walker, Calvin Phillips. There's a run there from Cole Palmer, and the run's been found. Actually, the run was by John Stones. Stones is just been given a free roll here, and Cole Palmer now gets the ball. And what a switch by Cole Palmer to Jack Grealish. You don't see a much more pinpoint switch than that. Jack protect the ball. Ah, Kovacic does well over there, and I think it's a corner. This is exciting play from City. This is just wonderful play from City over there. Kovacic gets the ball, and he just wanted to, slash it past the box, slash it along the box, but it just hit a Yokohama player. James McCarthy, what a ball! Ah, nothing again. Had to score that. What a ball from James McCarthy over there. Wonderful ball from James McCarthy. That seemed like the second coming of David Silva. Just curled over everyone and went to Nathanake. It's almost that the ball had Nathanake's name written over it. What a wonderful ball there. Oh, you had to score, you have to score. And City score. It's Julian Alvarez. That is good press from Calvin Phillips, I think. I don't know how to see again who scored the goal, but that is wonderful pressing from City. Since the goals have gone, even since the first goal has gone, the intensity has just risen. That is superb from Calvin Phillips. That is wonderful from Calvin Phillips. The pressing, look at the pressing from Calvin Phillips. It's just excellent. The pressing there from Calvin Phillips is just out of this world. It's just superb. Well done, Calvin. You have redeemed yourself a little bit in this half. Very well done. That is the kind of intensity which you need to have if you want to be a City player. Well done by Calvin Phillips. Almost a goal, but we have looked a bit more vulnerable on the counter in this half. I think Pep will need to figure that out. Don't know why, but someone's not tracking his midfield runners over there. It's the midfield runners that are causing an overlap. With they're making it five at the back versus our four defenders. So Ortega to Calvin Phillips to Nathanake, John Stones, Stones to Ake, and Yokohama Marinos get the ball again. They're like pinching the ball from Julian Alvarez over there. They're pinching the ball from Julian Alvarez, or a bit even from James McAtee. So that actually is something we need to look at. And it's a free kick to Yokohama Marinos, and I think that will be the last piece of action of the half. Overall, I would say it's been a bit more than a preseason game. The intensity here has actually been a bit more than a preseason game. The players have put in the tackles. They have kept the opposition under pressure. It's been more than a preseason game. It's been one of the best preseason games of the season, like I've said earlier. Than all the other teams, like I've seen United, Arsenal, and the likes of Chelsea play. It's been much more competitive than that. The free kick from Yokohama Marinos. We'll talk a bit about the half after this free kick. Good defending there, and it's a corner to finish off the half for Yokohama Marinos. The formation something that has fascinated me in this half because you can already see the effects of Yuan Lilo on the City team even before his almost arrived as the assistant coach. Seven or two seven says, "How do I watch the match?" It's on City Plus. It's on City Plus 7 or 2 7. All of City's preseason matches are actually on City Plus, so you can watch on City Plus. To be fair, I mean, if you are from India, this City Plus only telecasts the first two preseason matches on City Plus on UK. So if you are actually in India, you need to use a VPN for UK, and then you need to watch it on City Plus. That's how it works actually. Otherwise, there's no direct streaming app or something that is showing the match on match in India, for example. If you're in Europe, somewhere over there, I think you can directly watch it in City Plus. So that's the end of the first half. The first half has actually been very good. The first half has been it's not been good in the sense that we've conceded two goals and stuff, but it's been very good in the sense that we have got an idea of how Pep Guardiola wants to play. We've got an idea of what are the tactics that Pep Guardiola is thinking about uh, when he has an eye on this season. How does he want to approach the season? It's definitely not the tactics from the last season, which we have won the treble. I mean, if it's any other manager, he would just continue with the tactics from the last season, just play three at the back, John Stones into the midfield, and stuff like that. Yes, John Stones is coming into the midfield, but not like how we did in the treble winning season last time. Last time, what happened was John Stones would venture into the midfield. Rodri would probably go a bit more further forward, and then Stones would come back when the ball comes into our defense, forming a back four. So it was a 3/4 going on there. But now, what John Stones is doing is going beyond Calvin Phillips, who's a CDM, and sometimes is even going beyond Kovacic. In a way, John Stones is just like playing a free role. He's roaming everywhere, right from centre back to he scored the goal to arriving in the box as a second striker. John Stones is doing all of those things. This is something that I've never seen a player do in a match. When was the last time you've seen a player go from centre back to the wing, to the midfield, into the box, strike a goal, and then again find himself in the right back position? John Stones is just going everywhere. It's almost that all the other players are revolving around John Stones. If John Stones goes into the midfield, someone is dropping back to cover for him. If John Stones is on the right wing, then you're seeing, for example, Cole Palmer drop off a little bit or going into the midfield a little bit to cover for him. So Stone's position is something that has interested me very much. It's just been superb. And another thing is the defense has also looked very fluid this match. It's something again fascinating because we always talk about the attack looking fluid and stuff, but here the defense has looked fluid. Uh, in a way actually that sometimes you're finding Kyle Walker at centre back, Akanji on the right back, Nathanaki again shifting towards centre back sometimes with Akanji moving towards the left back position. All of this has got to do with how John Stones is moving into the midfield for me. So a couple of fascinating tactical insights. Those two are something I've noticed. And another thing is Cole Palmer. We'll have to talk about Cole Palmer now because Cole Palmer, everybody doubted whether Cole Palmer could he actually be the replacement of Riyad Mahrez, for example? But if you just have an eye on this half itself, just look at this half, you would think the answer is yes. He definitely can be a replacement for Riyad Mahrez. No, he'll take time to get to the level of Riyad Mahrez, but he definitely can be a replacement of Riyad Mahrez if you see, because he's just got everything in him. The first touch, fantastic. The positional awareness, there was actually a moment in the first half where Cole Palmer was almost like he was on in the corner, and there were three players surrounding him, Japanese players, Yokohama players, and he got out of that three muddle just using his intelligence and stuff. And there was another other phase where they were doubling up on him, and he went inside, dribbling the box, beating those two players. There was no extravagant skill. It's just simple 1-2 dribble. Touch is fantastic, can dribble, can come inside and have a shot. His cross to Jack Grealish, the touch was excellent, his crossing was excellent. So in a way, this is the Cole Palmer that we have missed last season. This is the Cole Palmer that has lost confidence and he has uh, not been what City in a way expected him to be. So I mean because everyone including me at least 1 2 seasons ago were convinced that Cole Palmer is the next Phil Food and in a way that he'll break into the first team. I think this could be the year where he could fulfill that promise. This could be the year where he could, be that and break into the first team. They're showing the stats there, City have 8 shots to their five, but stats don't mean anything in generally in football and mainly in preseason matches. So with John Stones particularly, I think I can't, I can't say anything else, but I think John Stones could be the one who's actually tasked with playing that Gundogan role actually. So that's something which would be which we can actually keep an eye on this season. I think James McAtee could have actually been the player who would have underwhelmed you a lot a bit. But for me, James McAtee did what he was asked to. One of his cross to Nathan Ake was superb. Ake should have scored that. City should have been 3-2 up. It was a straight header. The way that ball curled past everyone and went to Nathan Ake's head. You, you, you just can't say anything but James McAtee is the return of David Silva. That's what it seems to me. Looking at the way he's playing, looking at his movement, looking at the positions he's occupying, looking at the pockets he's playing in, looking at how well he wants to get on the ball, pass it, move, take the ball, pass the ball, move the ball. So for me, it's James McCarthy has just been wonderful in this match, even though he's not contributed to the assist or goal or something like that. James McCarthy has been extremely good in this match. The substitutions will be interesting in the next half. Will he actually keep Calvin Phillips in, or will he actually bring on Rodri? I actually think Haaland for Julian Alvarez is a sub for sure. Oscar Bob is going to come on, probably for James McAtee. I think though I want Oscar Bob to come on from Kovacic and just have these people Oscar Bob, James McAtee, and Cole Palmer just playing. Oscar Bob is a player which I really want, which I'm looking forward to see next season. Sorry, next half, not next season. Couple of interesting pointers, but couple of old guns as well, like Kyle Walker, for example, doing what he does best, tracking back, and that's why we actually need him. But maybe I don't know how would a Benjamin Pavard fare. That we have to see how things go. All in all, there were elements of a little bit of discomfort in this half, and also there were elements where you were like, wow, especially from Cole Palmer and one or two from James McAtee. And also another thing is all of you have seen the ball carrying skills of Mateo Kovacic, which again have actually been superb in this half. The way he's calmly carried the ball through from Calvin Phillips. I actually think once Rodri comes on more, the effect would just grow to tenfold on opponents because they just can't pinch the ball. See, one of the ways in which he conceded the goals, the counter attacks in this match has been giving the ball away in the midfield. Yokohama Marinos have been tactically superb in a way that they have waited for the ball to come into the midfield and then they have pinched the ball, especially from people like Calvin Phillips and Julian Alvarez. So once Rodri comes on in the midfield, you have Rodri, John Stones, Kovacic, James McAtee. These people are never going to give you the ball. So that will be interesting. Oscar Bob as well. He's also technically so good. Would love to see a midfield of Phillips, Oscar Bob, and James McAtee in the next half. That would just be superb. That would just be exciting. I'll just come in a minute. The second half has almost started, and the subs are interesting. What are the subs? Did I miss anything? What are the subs that City has made? Wow, Joa Cancelo is coming on. I think this is interesting. Joa Cancelo is coming on. Sergio Gomez is coming on. Rodri is coming on. Where is Oscar Bob? Wow, the headline is Joa Cancelo is coming on. If Pep Guardiola doesn't have him in mind for the season, then I don't think Cancelo would come on. Wow, Oscar Bob, Bernardo Silva, Erling Haaland. I think it's just a new team. It's almost a new team that's coming on for the second half. Kevin De Bruyne is obviously he'll not come on because I do not think his hamstring is healed as much, but they're not showing the subs in there, but it will be interesting to see. Oscar Bob is there. Erling Haaland has come on. I think the understanding between Haaland and Bob will be interesting. I don't think they have played together before, but they would have surely trained together and stuff. And Joao Cancelo, Rico Lewis playing in the midfield. Looks like Ruben Diaz has come on. Oscar Bob, first time on the ball. Oscar Bob is playing on the right of midfield. Let's just see the subs once. That's a good ball from Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob to Erling Haaland. Haaland back to Bob. Bob to Haaland. Bob Haaland to Rodri. Cancelo. Cancelo back to Ruben Diaz. Aymeric Laporte. Sergio Gomez is playing on the left wing now. Oscar Bob. What a ball from Oscar Bob! Oh, Haaland should have played it across the box, but what a ball that was from Oscar Bob. That was just a super wonderful ball from Oscar Bob and well defended. Gautam is here. He says, "Hi, bro. How are you? Looking forward to this season. Looking forward anxiously to this season, Gautam. I mean, all of our rivals are suddenly they're feeling they have done a lot in the transfer market. They're feeling as if they have, bridged the gap between us and them in the transfer market. In City haven't really signed anyone in the transfer market, right? Apart from Mateo Kovacic. But I'm actually excited by the way Oscar Bob's playing, by the way Cole Palmer's playing, James McAtee looked good in patches, but Oscar Bob again on the right wing. Bob's looked extremely good. Bob's looked very good. That pass from Bob to Erling Haaland was just superb. Cancelo to Bob. Rico Lewis has just been superb in the midfield. Cancelo. Rodri. Cancelo again, well played. Joao Cancelo, he's just looking superb. Joao Cancelo. Rico Lewis. Oscar Bob. Ah, Bernardo Silva. Should have done better. Two great passes from Oscar Bob already. Bob has just lit everything up. Bob and Rico Lewis. And look at the pace of the Rico Lewis passing. I don't even know at this moment what Oscar Bob actually wants to do. Sorry, what is the formation? Rico Lewis, Oscar Bob, they're just looking superb. The intensity is just superb. Rico Lewis to Sergio Gomez. Almost a good ball in there from Rico Lewis. The pace of passing from Rico Lewis is just exceptional. It is already out of this world. Wow. Look at the intensity with which City are playing in this half. Sergio Gomez there with space and a very good ball in, and that's a corner. This is superb. This is exciting. Gautam, what do you feel about our transfer window? Would you be satisfied if we just get Josko Guardiola and then the transfer window finishes and we don't lose anyone else as well? We don't lose anyone from this point and just get Josko Guardiola. Would you be happy with this transfer window? City's attackers are lining up. I just want to see where is bloody Bernardo Silva playing. Good switch to Oscar Bob. What a wonderful touch from Oscar Bob. What a ball from Oscar Bob! It had to be put in. What a ball from Oscar Bob there. Wow. just look at it. And that to Oscar Bob. Wow. Just look at the cross in from Oscar Bob. Ooh. Where have you been made for the last two seasons? Oscar Bob. Erling Haaland. Haaland scores. It had to be. It had to come. Haaland scores. And it was a great ball there from Phil Foden, I think, if I'm not wrong. What a ball from Erling Haaland over there. But this half, City have just been irresistible. City have just been superb. What a finish from Erling Haaland over there. I think the pass was from Phil Foden, and the finish was superb. Sergio Gomez is just doing excellently well in that left wing position for me. Rico Lewis, Ruben Diaz. What a ball from Ruben Diaz. Ah, what a touch. Ah, Phil Foden. Phil had to finish. But then what a pass from Ruben Diaz that is. Rico Lewis. The pace of this game is just Yokohama Marinos are just not able to live with this pace. The pace is just superb from City. This is, I think, Pep 5.0. Rico Lewis, what? Ah, almost a great ball. Give it to Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob, yes. Oscar Bob in here. Oscar Bob cut in. Oscar Bob. Penalty. Should have been a penalty. Oscar Bob was unlucky over there. Should have been a penalty for sure. Rico Lewis. Erling Haaland's run was timed superbly. Haaland to Sergio Gomez, yes. It's played in Sergio Gomez to Rico Lewis, Rico Lewis to Rodri. Rodri long shot, all long shots from Rodri are allowed. I'll not criticize it. That is because of the banger he scored against Bayern, the banger he scored against Inter Milan in the final. Rico Lewis, that is very well defended there from Aymeric Laporte. Rico Lewis is playing it. I mean, it's not left back. He's coming into the midfield, so that's fine. Yes, but he's just been superb in that midfield position. Gautam says Haaland, what a finish from Haaland that was. It just seems like most of these players never left Gautam. Just seems like most of these players never finished the last season. They are in that mode. Especially what do you think about how Oscar Bob has played until now? For me, first half was Cole Palmer and second half was till now is Oscar Bob and Rico Lewis. But Rico Lewis has been with the first team, so I would say with Oscar Bob, the way he's come in and he's just lit everything on fire. My God. Joao and Cancelo has been good, but what a ball that is from Cancelo. Heavy touch there from Bernardo Silva. Rico Lewis, again excellent. Aymeric Laporte. Sergio Gomez tried some trick, didn't come in, but it's a foul, and Yokohama Marinos get the free kick. Rodri, Joao Cancelo, Joe Cancelo again. He's looked absolutely very good. Joe Cancelo. Ah, bad pass from Phil Foden over there. It's been Foden, Bernardo, and Rodri in the midfield. Tricolo is joining in, which has allowed Bernardo or Foden to venture forward. Look at how Rodri is just passing the ball around. This is what Phillips has to learn, and he'll learn that is wonderful there. Bernardo Silva, Erling Haaland, Haaland pushes it to Sergio Gomez. Oscar Bob is making a run from the right flank. The ball just taken away from Erling Haaland at the last moment. Good defending from the Yokohama Marinos defenders. Good ball from Bernardo Silva to Oscar Bob again. Bob back to Cancelo. That's a free kick to City. Haaland's been pulled back. Gautam says, want to see more of Bob in the upcoming matches against Bayern and Atletico. There is something actually a bit strange about Bob Gautam in the fact that, Palmer has come from the academy to the first team in the last 2 years. James McAtee has come to the first team. Rico Lewis is coming to the first team in the last 2 years from EDS. But you know who's Carlos Borges has been thought of the next superstar, though it didn't work out. Shia Charles has been given a chance last season on the bench from the academy. But the fascinating fact is that over the last 2 years, who's been the player of the season for the EDS consistently over the last 2 years? Player of the season for the under 23s league, it's been Oscar Bob. It's not been Cole Palmer or James McAtee. It's been Oscar Bob. So you can see how high Oscar Bob is. And I think Pep Guardiola just waited for the right time to unleash Oscar Bob, and this could be the season where he unleashes both McAtee and Oscar Bob, but mostly Oscar Bob because I find it a bit strange that someone who's been a player of the season for the under 23 Premier League in the last 2 years hasn't got even a single first team chance in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, nothing. There must be something around Pep. I think Oscar Bob will get direct first team chances this season. He will be fast tracked even more. I know this is a bit ambitious, but I think I will see Oscar Bob play 30 matches across all competitions for City this season. The first team. Phil Foden, good switch there to Oscar Bob from Aymeric Laporte, I think. Bernardo Silva, just that. No one was there on the edge of the box. No one was gambling on the edge of the box. Yokohama Marinos have had nothing in this half. Rico, get back to defend, Rico. Joe Cancelo is looking very sharp. He's looking absolutely sharp. I do not know if Pep Guardiola has Cancelo in his plans as well in this season. Just don't know. Foden driving with the ball. Just couldn't find Oscar Bob there. But Gomez was the right option for me. He was free on the left wing. Sergio Gomez was free on the left wing for me. The pressing from City has been superb the entire match. Even in the first half, in the second half, the intensity has never dropped. Good work by Oscar Bob over there. Now, for me, the right wing position is interesting. People are thinking Mahrez has left and we have to go for Rafinha or Danny Olmo. I was in the previous shows on this channel, I was actually excited about Danny Olmo and us getting him. But now, when you see Palmer, Oscar Bob playing that, why not give them a chance one season? Because it would just be waste of a talent in our academy. We don't give them the chances. And they're not ordinary players if you look at what Oscar Bob is doing. And Oscar Bob has that turn of pace as well. I think Oscar Bob, Arsenal fans might not agree with this, but I think Oscar Bob is technically better than He's better than Bakayo Saka and even Nodegaard, I think. That's how good Oscar Bob is. Don't know why my streaming is switched off. My match streaming, I'll just try to switch it on again. Yeah, so the right wing position with Mahrez going, I think it will be very interesting. I think this is the time. See, there will be a time in the history of every club where if you introduce youth, then your entire the perception of your entire youth system could just change. I think this is the stage we are in at City where we have to trust the youth. We have to give chances to players like McAtee, Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob and Oscar Bob scores. Ah, oh, just missed. Just missed, but the technique from Oscar Bob over there was superb. Wow, Oscar Bob for me is already the man of the match. Look at the run. He was level, he was not on offside, he was level, and the technique was superb. And, and good save by the goalkeeper, I would say. The touch from Haaland was just superb, and the technique was just superb from Oscar Bob. Fantastic from Oscar Bob. Wonderful, wonderful play. Well done, Bob. He's already the man of the match, and he's just been on the pitch for what? Not even 20 minutes. Bernardo to Oscar Bob, and Oscar Bob back to Bernardo. No, he chooses to play to Joao Cancelo. Cancelo to Rodri. Rodri does well there. Cancelo does extremely well there. Ah, good shot. I think it's a corner. Cancelo does extremely well there. I just think that if you have Cancelo on one side and Josko Guardiola on the other side, playing those balls through, those long balls through to Haaland, it will just be a nightmare. I just think that Benjamin Pavard and Joao Cancelo are on the same level, to be fair. Their passing is equally good. I think Cancelo is probably a bit more better than Benjamin Pavard, but defensively, I think one on one, probably Pavard is a bit more better, but Cancelo has better pace than Pavard. So Rico Lewis has made a good run over there. Erling Haaland, can he win the? No, he can't win the header. Yokohama Marinos are on the counter, but City have dealt with the counter attacks very well this half. All due to Rodri. You see one player and everything makes a change. And also, I think the system was different in the first half. It was almost a flat three in the midfield, and now it's almost like Rico Lewis inverting and stuff like that. I know the systems have been different. I know this is the stronger team compared to the two teams which we have put out in the first half and now. But Cancelo has just been superb. Cancelo, Bob, Bernardo Silva, that that entire group on the right hand side has just wreaked havoc for Yokohama Marinos. For me, Sergio Gomez could actually be a great option for the left wing. He's had a stellar campaign in the Euros. Is technically very good. I think wing is his position. Phil Foden to Sergio Gomez. Oscar Bob. The ball just finding Oscar Bob today. Joao Cancelo comes in. And it's a corner for City. Bob did extremely well there. He was doubled up and Bob did superbly well. Sergio Gomez with the corner. Good corner, I would say. Oscar Bob with the ball again. Oscar Bob to Bernardo Silva. Silva to Bob, I think no. Silva gives it to Bob. Bob to Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis to Rodri. Rodri to Rico Lewis. Joao Cancelo. Oscar Bob in. Oscar Bob is in. Oscar Bob is in. That's a foul. That's a penalty. Oh, it's a corner. The ref has given a corner. But again, the turn of pace from Oscar Bob, look at it. It's just, no, the defender has got the ball at the last moment. But again, the turn of pace from Oscar Bob has just been superb. That's offside. Bob's offside, and it's free kick for Yokohama Marinos. Yokohama Marinos were not able to do anything. They were not able to do anything in this half. City's pressing has just been superb the entire match. Wow, what a half Oscar Bob is having it. This could just be a career changing half for Oscar Bob. This could just be a youth landscape changing half for Manchester City as a whole. Edison. Can Edison put in his trademark long balls? Ah, that was almost a good ball there. I think it was from Rodri, but it was well intercepted. That's a foul in favor of Yokohama Marinos. Joe Cancelo with the ball. Rodri, Erling Haaland, Oscar Bob. Good ball by Oscar Bob to Erling Haaland. Haaland to Bob again. Joe Cancelo. The ball rotation has been superb. Ruben Diaz, Joe Cancelo. Joe Cancelo again. Rodri, Rico Lewis. Rodri will strike this, and Rodri, what a bullet strike that is from Rodri. Wow. City's opponents have another attacker to another midfielder to fear this season. Rodri's shooting has just come through leaps and bounds, and in the last two seasons, his shooting has been absolutely superb. It's just been on a high level. What a strike that is from Rodri. He's just been perfecting these finishes. Wow. He's just side footing these finishes superbly well. People say who will replace Gundogan's goals? These things, these strikes from Rodri, the forward gusts and movement from John Stones, all of these things can actually replace the goals of Gundogan. Superb from Rodri. I actually think Asian preseason tours have been pretty special for City. I think in the before the beginning of the Centurion season, I actually think we went to an Asian tour and then we had that stellar Centurions campaign. So that's a good ball over the top, and Rico Lewis does extremely well, and that's a corner. Rico Lewis does extremely well to contend with the trickery of the winger. The right winger from for Yokohama has just been superb the entire match. I think he scored a goal as well in the first half. It's just been superb. It's a corner now for Yokohama Marinos. That's very well defended. The defense has been superb. It's been solid. I know we've conceded two goals, but that's not because of the defense. That was one was because of both of them were because of Kellen Phillips, if you ask me. Him not being sharp enough. Want to see more of Oscar Bob on the ball. He's just been electric whenever he's come on to the ball. Rodri to Oscar Bob. That's a foul on Bob. Ref. Rico Lewis has been superb there. That's a foul. That's a foul. Anurag is here. Hey Anurag, how are you doing, man? What do you think about City's performance until now? I know it's just a pre-season friendly, but we have got another youngster coming in, and it's one of my favorite again. It's Maxima Parone, and he is called as the next Frankie De Jong in the South American circles. He's been very highly rated. Only three youngsters have been brought to this trip. I mean, apart from Rico Luz, who's been a regular. Only three youngsters: Maxima Paron, Oscar Bob, and James McAtee. So you can understand how much trust Pep has on Maxima Parone. Phil Foden on the ball. Phil pass it to Rico. Maxima Parone on the ball now. And Rico Lewis. That's a foul. This is the greatness of Rico Lewis. If he goes down and loses the ball, if he loses the ball, it's a foul. Otherwise, he doesn't lose the ball. I mean, what a crop of youngsters we are getting. Bob McAtee, Rico Lewis, Maxima Parone, misplaced pass from Maxima Parone. Joao, run. He's got there first. That is super commitment from Cancelo. Just think that Cancelo might be staying after all. Cancelo might be staying after all. Good ball in by the goalkeeper, and that's a foul. He's trying to pull back Erling Haaland. That's a clear foul. He's just trying to pull back Haaland. I mean, the performances of everyone good today. It's just that Calvin Phillips has not been that good. Otherwise, Everyone is superb, and Oscar Bob for me is the man of the match. He's just been scintillating. He's just been superb. Maxima Parone on the ball, and it's Sergio Gomez on his left wing position. Rico Lewis switched it to Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob on the ball. Oscar Bob has to play in Joao Cancelo. He doesn't take that option. Good choice, I would say, because Cancelo has been tracked well enough. Sergio Gomez, Maxima Parone, Aymeric Laporte, Maxima Parone, Phil Foden, Maxima Parone there. Just loses the ball, was in tight space. Parone still going. The Yokohama Marinos goalkeeper is just surveying where to pass it because City's pressing structure has been superb the entire match. It's been very, very good. This is interesting. It's a 4-4-2 and Rodri is playing alongside Haaland. He's gone back now. But it was for the last 3-4 minutes when Rodri was playing alongside Haaland in a way. And the goalkeeper does well. Cancelo, pass it to Bob. Cancelo does extremely well with his skill. I think there's a pass on to Bob. He doesn't take the option. Rico Lewis. Erling Haaland. Sergio Gomez. Vinay says only KDB can find Haaland. When Oscar Bob found Haaland, I think he found Haaland twice in the match. By the way, who impressed you the most, Vinay, in this match until now from City? Vinay says other players, especially Foden, don't pass well when he makes runs. That is true. Foden misplaced a few passes, but Oscar Bob passed very well. I think it was almost twice that Oscar Bob found Erling Haaland. One was like a cute no-see pass almost. Haaland went and Oscar Bob with a neat little pass. It almost reminded you of David Silva, in his when Leroy Sané and David Silva were playing. Sané used to make that run and Silva would pass it just through two defenders, in between two defenders in the small space. That is what it reminded me of. Vinay says Rico needs physical build. He'll be a good fullback. The defensive side is good, but like you said, Vinay, it's the physicality of Rico Lewis. That is, I think he might actually, because he's just 19. I think at least he has 3 more years to grow. He's not even 19, I think, Rico Lewis, but again, Vinay, I think is fullback the right position for Rico Lewis? I think the right position for Rico Lewis is almost in the pivot role. It's almost, I could see Rico Lewis playing a Frankie De Jong role, to be fair, because he's so good on the ball. I know he has to develop making those driving runs, but in general, his midfield play is superb. You just can't. I could actually see Rico Lewis playing a Mateo Kovacic kind of a role, to be fair, not even a Frankie de Jong. He's exactly like a Mateo Kovacic in the way. He's an excellent ball carrier, I think, Rico Lewis, more than anything else. Vinay says Palmer isn't right winger, better to loan to PL teams. I think I actually think in the first half, Palmer had two or three brilliant moments. One was when he was crowded out, he just came out of the muddle there with excellent skill. He had a good shot off. I think Palmer was decent today, if not that level. And one of his cross to Grealish was actually good. But I think we should give Palmer more chances, especially against Bayern and Atletico Madrid, and then decide probably. I think then Pep will decide what a play that is. Oscar Bob. I just thought Oscar Bob would have had his first goal today. That was just so close. Look at the 1-2 there. I think it was Foden and Maxima Parone playing that. I actually think Oscar Bob has looked better on that right wing position than uh, than Cole Palmer actually, because Oscar Bob for me he has that turn of pace, his passing. I mean, everything is just superb from Oscar Bob. Like typically, I have not changed the score. I've actually forgotten to change the score. So. Maxima Parone, I know it's just 7 minutes to go, but Parone has been decent. I think the point has come on. Oscar Bob to Maxima Parone. That's a good ball in. I think it's to Oscar Bob. It's actually Maxima Parone, I think, who's gone there, and that's a shit ball. And Yokohama Marinos could be on the attack here. Rico Lewis one on one. Well done. Well defended, Rico. Very well defended, Rico. But I'm not comfortable. Like you said, I'm not comfortable seeing Rico Lewis one on one. There he hasn't just got the physicality. I don't think he's a fullback for sure. What he is an excellent ball carrier like a Kovacic. That is what Rico Lewis is, to be fair. That's again a good header out and good defending from City. That's a good ball in, and the Yokohama Marinos player is in, and Edison miscues it, and they score another goal. That was just a miscue from the goalkeeper. That's another goal, 3-2. That was just sorry, it's Stephen Ortega, not Edison. I'm sorry, it's Stephen Ortega, and that's just a miscue. That's just a he wasn't offside as well. That was just a stupid piece of understanding there. I think Rico Lewis should have just stayed out of it because Ortega had it covered. It was Rico Lewis with the touch that pushed the ball beyond Ortega, to be fair. Not a good goal to concede. That was just a defensive gaffer. That's it. It's on Rico Lewis. It's definitely on Rico Lewis. Now City have the task of, seeing out this match. Sergio Gomez is in. Sergio Gomez is in. Bad ball. I just want to see Oscar Bob score a goal. He's been electric. Camden is here. He says, what about City support staff with Maresca and just a second, that comment is. Yeah, with Maresca and Borrell leaving, there were some rumors of bringing back Juan Malilo. It's not rumors. It's not rumors counting. Yeah, Juan Malilo is actually coming. Juan Malilo is actually coming. He's resigned from his post as head coach at Al Sadd. So Juan Malilo is coming. Just that he might not come now. I mean, it's just not he might not be there in the preseason. That's all. He will come. It's not just that Pep Guardiola will go into this season without replacing them. Yuan Malilo is coming for sure. But there have been a couple of interesting things today. Sergio Gomez playing on the right wing and has been good. Oscar Bob has been electric. He's been the star. He's been the man of the match. His through balls, the way he's played into Haaland, the way he's positioning, his press, his movement. It's not for nothing that Oscar Bob is the player of the under 23 league for the last 2 years and has not got a single appearance at City first team, not in the FA Cup, not in the Carabao Cup. There must be something. I think this is the time and place Pep Guardiola has thought, I will unleash Oscar Bob. What a wonderful player. I'm pretty sure that Oscar Bob is going to play 30 matches this season, all competitions for City. That's not a penalty. This referee has been superb. Joao Cancelo. Bad pass from Cancelo. What a challenge that is. What a challenge that is. What a challenge that is from Aymeric Laporte, I think. He was anyway offside. He was miles offside. He was anyway offside. But again, just look at the challenge there from Aymeric Laporte. Wow. What a challenge that is. I mean, it's interesting that Josko Guardiola is almost penciled in to come in, and Aymeric Laporte is putting in so much of an effort. Everyone is thinking Joao Cancelo will leave, but Joao Cancelo is just putting in so much effort. So it's just interesting what's going on in the minds of these players because Laporte wants a successful move out. So while going in for such a tackle, he could have easily hurt himself. So never know. I probably think they want to win their players back. I don't know what's working because for me the fascinating thing is about Joao Cancelo. If Joao Cancelo will not leave, then I do not think you have to worry about a Walker replacement, even if Walker does leave, because you suddenly have an Akanji or someone who generally could play there, and you have Cancelo as cover, so it would not be. Yes, you could miss the recovery pace of Kyle Walker, but without that recovery pace, you have dealt with wingers like Sané, Coleman, and all of them. So this is wonderful play. Oscar Bob gets the ball. The ball comes to Oscar Bob like it did today. Wow! The weight of the pass was just a little bit heavy from Oscar Bob. Otherwise, that was a superb pass. The vision, I mean, whatever was the weight of the pass, just look at the vision of that pass. The vision was superb from Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob back to Joao Cancelo. Cancelo's had a very good game as well. Princess, come on. Rico Lewis. Good switch there to Oscar Bob. Great touch from Oscar Bob. Great first touch. And Erling Haaland scores. This is magical football from City. This is the goal of the match. Probably could be the goal of the preseason. This is magical football. This is what Joao Cancelo can offer you guys. This is absolute magic. Look at that. Bob Cancelo overlapping, Bob to Cancelo, Cancelo to Erling Haaland, Haaland goal. That vision from Cancelo has just been superb. I don't think there are many fullbacks in the world who can execute that sort of a pass. I do not think there is a fullback in the Premier League that can execute that kind of a pass. Probably a Trippier can, but apart from that, no one else can. That is just superb from Joao Cancelo. That what an ending there. Keep Joao, Pep. Keep Joao. This is a statement performance from Joao Cancelo. What a goal that is. And Haaland almost on the verge of an hat trick. I do not think he'll score because there is only 2 minutes to go. 1 minute to go, in fact. But within 1 minute, City have snatched the Premier League trophy from United Saints in 2011-12. So in a minute, anything can happen. In a minute, United vice versa have scored 2 goals and snatched the Champions League trophy from Bayern in '99. So anything can happen in a minute. One last attack from City and Sergio Gomez is on his way through. Yokohama Marinos have thrown a lot of bodies forward like they should. Oscar Bob, Joaquin Shallow, Oscar Bob, Bob to Rodri, Rodri to Foden, Foden to Rico Lewis, play the ball bloody forward. Sergio Gomez, and it's a corner for City to end our first preseason match. It's just 10 seconds remaining. Foden's just looked a bit off, like when I mentioned as well earlier. Foden's passing has not been that good general. I mean, in this match, we know he's a very good passer, but it's not been good in this match. The last corner, can Haaland had his hat trick in? Can he start the preseason with a hat trick, Erling Haaland? That would be the headlines all over if Haaland does. Phil Foden with the corner. Ah, and that's it. That's the end of the match. The referee blows the whistle. 5-2. City have won. Actually, it's 5-3. I mean, I'll just change it. Has to be 5-3. City have won the match 5-3, but I know it's pre-season, you can say all of that, but there have been a couple of players who have impressed me. Two players, I would say, Oscar Bob, like I've mentioned time and time again in the live stream as well. Oscar Bob has been absolutely electrifying. He's been absolutely superb. If this doesn't get him into the first team, I don't know what will. I think he is the heir to I don't know. He could be the heir to Gundogan's throne, De Bruyne's throne, anyone's throne. He's so talented. But some of his passing and some of his movement are actually reminding me of David Silva in a way. The way Oscar Pop is left-footed as well. The way Oscar Pop glides those passes in. The way he makes those decisions. The one thing about Oscar Pop today was before the ball came, he knew where to play the ball. McAtee struggled in that aspect a bit. McAtee was taking his time a bit in that aspect, but Oscar Pop was just superb in the way he's just played the ball. It was almost like pass and move. He made a complicated game of football so easy, pass and move. This season has a lot in store, a lot of surprises in store for Oscar Pop for me. And Joao Cancelo for me is another interesting, fascinating performance. He's looked the best he's looked in the last 6 months, 7 months after the first half of that season where he was our best player. Cancelo has looked back to form here. He's just looked superb. His movement, the pass is given for Erling Haaland's goal. It was just out of this world. So Joao Cancelo for me is. I mean, after seeing this performance, you do wonder. I mean, just imagine if Joao Cancelo performs very well in the preseason in the next two matches as well against Bayern and Atletico Madrid, and you are Pep Guardiola, would you still want Joao Cancelo to go? Because Joao Cancelo is when I know he's lost his for some reasons. They say he's had a fallout with Pep or something in the second half of the season. But with Joe Cancelo again, now you're getting two options there. You could play him as a fullback, or you could play someone like an Akanji there, and or if Walker doesn't leave, Walker, and play Cancelo as a right winger as well. Because if Cancelo can put in this kind of passes and crosses and stuff, that assist to Haaland was just out of this world again. Vinay says Cancelo back in team. He has to apologize to Pep and fans for comments he made with Bayern. I think the apology is coming. The apology is coming, Vinay, because Cancelo deep down himself knows how much the club and the fans have stood beside him. When his house was robbed, I think 1.5 years ago or something, the entire club stood behind him. The entire his teammates, everyone stood with him. The fans stood with him. So when Cancelo was down in all of those bad moments, the entire City fan base was behind Joao Cancelo. I just think that it's that phase when Joao Cancelo, he was going, City was going through a rut, Cancelo was going through a rut. It's just one of those things where Cancelo was going through a bad patch of form. See, when was the last time Cancelo had a bad patch of form? Before second half of last season, it wasn't. He was actually due, right? He was actually due that bad patch of form, right? So I mean, everyone was right over there. No one was wrong. Pep was right to loan him out. Cancelo, bad patch of form, things not going well. City knocked out of a Carabao Cup quarter-final match due to Cancelo. The entire frustration built up inside Cancelo, and I think he just went in on Pep. I think he just went in on Pep. That was just a momentary outburst. So, and then at Bayern as well, his form didn't improve, and he just made those comments on City with Thomas Tuchel and stuff. I just think Cancelo will come and apologize to fans and everyone, because again the qualities of Cancelo when Cancelo is at his best is got super is just Cancelo is just he's still in one of the top three, top four fullbacks all round, attacking and defensive wise in the Premier League. In world football also, I would say Cancelo is in the top five fullbacks in world. And again, this is the question, Vinay. If Cancelo in this form, would you prefer Cancelo or a Benjamin Pavard? And in this form, Cancelo in this form and Benjamin Pavard. That is the question that is ringing through my mind, because we go for Benjamin Pavard only if both Cancelo and Walker are sold. Because if only one is sold, I think Walker is sold, then probably you have a Rico Lewis, you have Cancelo, you have Akanji who can tuck in over there and stuff. So I don't think you're going for another fullback. So now the question is Pavard or Cancelo? Will Pep want to sell Cancelo and Walker and bring in Pavard, or no? For me, I think based on this form, I think it's Cancelo or Benjamin Pavard. Cancelo has more pace and he has more attacking ability and his vision and everything over Benjamin Pavard for me. Vinicius has all got some good minutes. Hope that right wing replacement. I think we get the Josko Guardiola deal done, and then we look into that right wing replacement. For me, I think I mean, could he take a chance without signing anyone on that right wing and just go with Phil Foden, Oscar Bob, and Cole Palmer? Would he actually could he actually pin all of his hopes on these three people to probably fill in and the right wing position, Pep Guardiola? That is something which we do not know, because the ideal situation for Pep Guardiola would have been Mahrez staying and then bring someone in like a Palmer or a Oscar Bob, and then maybe the season after, maybe he could have let Mahrez go when your Oscar Bob or someone would have grown into that role. Now all of that has been fast tracked. When I says Oscar Bob looks more of a right winger than Cole Palmer. It's just got to do with the technical ability of Oscar Bob. I think Oscar Bob has a higher ceiling than Cole Palmer, higher technical ability. It's just that what I felt is Oscar Bob was more faster in the brain. You almost got a glimpse of David Silva in Oscar Bob. Before the ball came, Oscar Bob knew almost. Should I pass it? Should I give it back? Should I dribble with it? Whereas with Cole Palmer, you're seeing almost that he receives the ball and then he makes those decisions whether to dribble, whether to pass, or something like that. That is, and I can't actually blame Cole Palmer because in a way I think even Riyad Mahrez used to do that, right? Even Riyad Mahrez does that. Even Jack Grealish early on the wing, he would do that, right? They would take the ball, especially Riyad Mahrez. He takes the ball and then he assesses what to do. Should I dribble? Should I pass? Arjen Robin on the wing used to do that, right wing, you know. I mean, all of these people who actually play on the wing, they actually do this. They take their time on the ball. I think Cole Palmer is, I think, coming from that school. Whereas with Oscar Bob, he's always played centrally almost for the City youth team most of the time. So with Oscar Bob, you can see the mindset of a midfielder over there: take the ball, pass the ball, take the ball, pass the ball, and move. So I think the mindset of Oscar Bob is clear. It's to play someone in, but the mindset of Cole Palmer is to shoot, which is the mindset of an attacker generally of a Riyad Mahrez. And I think that is clearly evident. Vinay says, Ake, Guardiol, Diaz, Walker, backline. Do you play Guardiol in centre back or left back? Need to use his space well. I think it's left back. It's left back, Vinay. I actually think I think there will be a back three, of course, with John Stones going into the midfield. So I think on the left side of that back three will be Josko Guardiola. I think. See, one of the advantages with Guardiola over Ake is Guardiol can play those balls well. He is an excellent, Guardiol has the ball playing skills of Aymeric Laporte. See, the best thing about Aymeric Laporte is his diagonals. The way he can ping the ball to the wing, the way he can play in Erling Haaland with those long passes, the way he can play those short passes. Aymeric Laporte is one of the best along with John Stones at the club in playing the ball out from the back. But with Josko Guardiol, you're almost getting the same qualities. Josko Guardiol is also one of the best at playing the ball out from the back, long passes, short passes, and also he has more pace than Laporte and is a better 1v1 defender than Laporte. So I think you're getting an upgrade on Laporte and maybe even an arcade, dare I say, with Guardiola. You play him on the left side, I think, because playing him centrally, I mean, John Stones is going to go into the midfield, so it's almost a back three. Playing him centrally, where do you play Diaz then? Diaz is the one who's not got the pace, I think, right? And generally, if you're a centre back without pace, you would want to play him in the middle. So on one side it's Guardiola, and on the other side it's Cancelo or Walker or whoever, I think. So I think in that way we can use the pace well, and with Guardiola as well, it could be interesting because now you could tell Stones to stay back. It could be Stones, Diaz, and maybe a Walker or a Cancelo back three, and you could say Guardiola to move to the midfield. So I think now with Guardiola you could have Guardiola moving into the midfield or even a John Stones moving into the midfield. So with Guardiola you would have two options there with regards to who moves into the midfield and stuff. I just bloody want this Guardiola signing to be done much more faster. James McAtee is another player I wanted to discuss with you guys. I mean, Oscar Bob and James McAtee are two players who I actually think have a ceiling where they could reach superstar status. I think James McAtee was, again, you could see that he was a bit. It just felt that he was a bit overawed with the occasion a bit. Few of his touches were loose, and I don't know. He tried his best, but I think I wouldn't judge him now. He's had a couple of good moments, but also he's had a couple of bad moments. So we'll see how it goes for James McCarthy. As I see you for Bayern, see you when I have a nice weekend. Enjoy the weekend. Bayern is on Wednesday, right? The timing is just very good for City fans. If you see, when compared to all of the other fans, like Arsenal fans, United fans, when they have to be awake at 2:33 in the morning in Indian Standard Time to watch those matches, I think this is one of the best times. 4:30 and 3:30, 4:30 in the evening. This is one of the best times, I think. Anyway, thank you for joining me on the chat for this live stream. See you all, guys, and take care.